Well, in the latest update, the Navy has confirmed 2 casualties in the accident on board the INS Sindhuratna. Lieutenant Commander Kapish Muwal and Lieutenant Manoranjan Kumar have been confirmed dead. These are the 2 officers who were unaccounted for. Deputy Editor Defence Shiv Arun now joins me live from the newsroom. Shiv, what are the details now that you have with you? We do know that the Navy will be issuing a statement shortly, an official statement over the death and demise of these 2 sailors. But what is the latest in the probe also that you're hearing about?
Well, as you know, Vedika, the submarine was brought back to the Mumbai Naval Dockyard earlier this morning, and we had the first pictures when it was brought in. Yesterday, an inspection team led by a Commodore ranking officer had actually gotten on board the submarine and conducted a preliminary investigation. In fact, today there was another inspection that was conducted. The ventilation of the submarine, was also continued. That's a process that actually began yesterday. I remember the 2 officers who were officially designated as missing since yesterday: Lieutenant Commander Kapish Muwal, the Deputy Electrical Officer, and Lieutenant Manoranjan Kumar, the watchkeeping officer who was on duty at the time, have both been confirmed to be dead by the Indian Navy, even though a short while ago the Navy issued a statement saying that every effort was being made to locate the both of them. We do have confirmation that the families of both of these officers have in fact been informed of their tragic demise. At this point of time, the investigation is still at its very preliminary stages, because remember, the inspection team will not only have to look into all the systems on board the submarine, but will also have to look at the logbooks. We'll have to look at certain maintenance and other procedures that were conducted on board the submarine throughout its stage 2 acceptance trials. So at this point of time, things at a very preliminary stage. A day of great tragedy. A.K. Antony, the Defence Minister, will be meeting the Prime Minister in a short while from now to brief him on these incidents. But the Navy has known since yesterday, Vedika. It's just that, to go through the official procedures, they've had to, go through the formalities of informing the families and making sure that they've got all information before making an announcement. But we are in a position now to confirm the worst, the tragic demise of both those officers.
Also, Shiv, just bring us up to speed on the condition of the submarine.
Well, the submarine, thankfully, is actually in great shape. There's nothing really that wrong, that much wrong with the submarine, apart from the fact that this extremely disturbing incident actually happened. There's no structural damage. The submarine has been completely ventilated, apart from that sealed compartment where the 2 officers are understood to have lost their lives. But structurally speaking, in terms of its main systems, Vedika, it's a good question. The submarine is actually doing totally fine. In fact, from the area of its exercise yesterday, it has returned to the Mumbai harbour, fully surfaced and on its own power. It didn't need any, support. It didn't need to be towed. It returned at reduced speed to Mumbai harbour on its own power, using its own diesel engines.
Shiv, do stay with me. I believe Mitsu Chavra, who is the fiancee of Lieutenant Commander Kapish Muwal, now joins in the phone line. Miss Mitsu Chavra, we're extremely upset as you are, and we really do send our condolences across to you over the demise of Lieutenant Commander Kapish Muwal. But do tell us, have you heard from the Navy yet about this incident, and what have they told you?
Well, yesterday in the evening, by about 1800 hours, I was told he is no more, and at that time the news wasn't confirmed. And by the time it was 2100 hours, I got the confirmed news that Lieutenant Commander Kapish Muwal and Lieutenant Manoranjan Kumar, who both were close friends of mine, were no more. And every night the news was confirmed, but they had asked me to wait till morning. As the submarine reaches back to the coast, they would give me the up-to-date information. And today in the morning, when the submarine did reach the coast, I got a call from one of the lieutenants who was on board that the news is confirmed.
Mitsu, I do believe that my Deputy Editor Shiv Arun also has a question for you. Shiv, go ahead.
Ms. Chavra, thanks for joining us. We know just what a difficult time this is for you, and thank you for speaking to Headlines today in this extremely difficult time for you and your family. Could you tell us what the latest information is that the Navy has shared with you? Because just a short while ago, madam, the Navy has issued a statement saying that every effort is being made to locate the 2 officers who, like you said, have been confirmed to have lost their lives on board the submarine. What is the latest that the Navy has been able to tell you?
Well, latest I've not heard from anyone. Last what I heard was hour back, and that was they are no more, and other 2 guys who were missing on board have safely returned to the coast. That's what I've heard.
Ms. Mitsu, also the other question we have for you before we let you go is that would you be going down to Mumbai really to go ahead and see what really the situation is there? What are the officers really telling you? What is their next line of action really as far as this incident is concerned?
Well, I was supposed to go to Mumbai for the same, but then close friends of Kapish, who also knew me, told me not to go now as of Nishad. And therefore, I'll be rethinking of it, and probably I would be going tomorrow in the morning.
Yes.
If his body is not sent today home.
Ma'am, again, I know this is a very difficult time for you, but could you tell us a little bit about Lieutenant Commander Kapish Muwal, your time with him? How will you remember him at this time? This is an extremely, extremely tragic day for you and his family.
Well, I met Kapish through defense matrimony, and he had approached me through Facebook, and then we had started going on, and we were having word. And when he went on the sale, he told me when he'll be back, we'll be speaking to our family for the same. And before anything could happen, I got this news. And it's a very lively, cheerful person. He always used to tell me this thing, that it's better to die in action than to be a waste. And today I think that his words have proved his action. I'm proud to be his good friend, close friend, or a would-be fiancee.
Well, brave words coming from a sailor. Ms. Mitsu, thank you so much for joining us live. Like Shiv said, it is a very trying and difficult moment for you as well as the family of the Lieutenant Commander. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Shiv. Do stay with us. We'll also be talking about the other big story of the big crisis within the Navy. Well, top sources have told headlines today that Vice Admiral Shekhar Sinha, the Commander-in-Chief of the Western Naval Command, is also expected to resign following yesterday's accident on board the INS Sindhuratna. Vice Admiral Shekhar reportedly expressed a moral responsibility for the recent submarine mishaps, most of which occurred under his command. Vice Admiral Shekhar Sinha is the senior-most naval officer after Admiral D.K. Joshi. He is believed to be on his way to the capital, where he will perhaps be tendering his resignation to the Defence Minister A.K. Antony. This move has put the entire line of succession in the Navy into chaos. Shiv Arur is still with us. Shiv, this is one of the biggest crises that the Indian Navy is facing as we speak. But what are the sources within the government telling you? Are they really ready to accept the second resignation?
Vedika, we understand that the officer had in fact indicated his willingness to actually throw in the towel and follow his chief out. But we are given to believe at this time that the government has actually been able to prevail upon Vice Admiral Sinha not to resign at this point. Remember that the Navy is already grappling with the aftermath of the crisis that Admiral D.K. Joshi has left in his wake after he resigned in a dramatic manner yesterday. So at this point of time, A.K. Antony and the Defence Ministry are hoping to try and keep things as much in control as possible, before any other resignations actually come in. Because at this point of time, remember, things are very delicate.
Yes.
There are seniority issues, there are succession issues, there are possibilities of officers being disgruntled about having to potentially serve under juniors, and all of this could have a cascading effect on morale of the Navy that's already been hit as a result of the Chief of Naval Staff's resignation. So at this point of time, the latest that we have is, while sources did say that Vice Admiral Sinha had indicated his willingness or intention to resign, the government has been able to prevail upon him not to.
Shiv, thanks for bringing us up to speed with the latest on our top story. We, of course, will continue with our coverage on the big crisis within the Navy. My colleague Gaurav Sawant now joins us to take you through why there is this massive crisis.
Vice Admiral Shekhar Sinha, Flag Officer Commanding-in-Chief, has expressed his desire to quit. He is the senior most serving naval officer at the moment, but it's the Vice Chief who's been made the officiating Chief of Naval Staff. Now, most of these recent accidents have taken place on his watch. He's extremely decorated, dedicated. He's called the Grey Eagle. He's the senior most aviator also in the Indian Navy, an extremely hard taskmaster. He's considered a hard taskmaster, but as unforgiving for himself. And the entire chain of command and succession will now be altered with Admiral D.K. Joshi putting in his papers 17 months before his time. So will it be Admiral Chopra? Will it be Admiral Satish Soni?
Yes.